videos. Nice to meet you. What a lovely chap. Anyway, back onto the M4. Let's pick up the M25 and see what delights that holds for us. As they say in Italian, avanti. So after coming around the M25 and everything looking okay, I got a call from Captain Slow saying there's been a bump at the bottom of Reigate Hill, and I don't know if you can see up in the distance the police or force people are up there. He's held us lot back here in a sort of, well, if we were moving it would be a rolling roadblock, but we're not, so it isn't. It's just a roadblock. And the truck was a bit further up on the hard shoulder. Apparently he'd spun a car in front of him and pushed it along a bit. So here we are at what is, I'm sure, a familiar haunt, and that's the Shell garage at stop 24 for some services. So we're in a bit here. To save shunting the truck across, because the pumps won't reach both tanks, so I'll fill up on the passenger side, which is the bigger tank, and also my AdBlue, and that should get me enough to get to either Bonneville garage or Modane, depending on if I'm going Fréjus or Mont Blanc. Hopefully I'm going Mont Blanc, so I can top up that Bonneville, the Bonneville. But I haven't checked whether it's open or what yet, so we'll do that later on. But in the meantime, let's stick a bit in here, and then we're good to go. Right, there we are. Quick splash and dash. I've got 1400 miles worth of fuel and 1000 miles worth of AdBlue, so that'll get me well into my journey. And it's 10 to 10. I was hoping to be down at the train for 10 o'clock. So we're about on schedule. Just hope they've got plenty of trains running and there's not too much of a queue now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Okay, that's us leaving Sirip. We've backed on the bay, they've done a seal check, they've opened up the trailer, they've taken the pallets off, they've examined the hanging lambs, they've reloaded the pallets, they've resealed my trailer, they've stamped all my paperwork, and I'm out of there. I've got just a few minutes over 3 hours to run. So I'm gonna do my best to get as far as I possibly can south in the time that I've got left, and then get packed up. Good morning all, or good afternoon rather. I pulled into this little stop last night. It's literally just alongside the motorway. I didn't need anything. I've got food and everything on board. Not that I wanted to eat at 4 o'clock this morning. But I've had breakfast this morning, had my time off, and we're ready to go again. My colleague alongside me here is from Turkey. And another Brit just pulled up alongside me, and I haven't seen him for about, blooming heck, it must be about 12 or 18 months. I met him in Calais truck stop, and we had a good night. But I've just had a bit of a chat with him. Anyway, we've got 493 miles to go, so it's a big ask, and that'll get me to Carisio, which is where I'm hoping to get, and squeeze a 24-hour break in. So I'm gonna push on there, get there as quickly as I can legally, obviously. We'll be going through Mont Blanc, where there's currently an hour and a half delay, but hopefully by the time we get there that should have gone anyway. I'll be stopping for fuel on the way down. I'll probably go into Bonneville, where I know that I can get fuel on AdBlue. So let's make a move. Now if I go straight forward and pull round, it's going to make it a little bit tight, not too tight, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm a hero and it's very tight and I'm lucky to be able to drive, but what I'm going to do is just drop back a bit, and that allows me room to pull away from my colleague alongside me before commencing my turn round to the right. Just checking the traffic there, we're all good. And we're straight out onto the motorway. Right, sit back, enjoy the ride. I'll just move away from this fridge, but stopped here for a bit of grub and get a 45-minute break in. Colleague next to me there, look at the size on his diesel tank, it's amazing. It's absolutely massive. And he's got one the other side as well. I don't know how much that one holds, but he's cooking a camion stew on the front. I'm just going to do a quick walk around to check everything's okay with the trailer. Fridge went at 0, that's fine. Still locked. Showing us fuel. Do a manual check on the gauge as well. You can just see it in there. Everything's okay with 3/4 of a tank. Might put some in at Bonneville. Everything looked okay on the trailer. Let's check the back doors. Seal's still on, and my bulldog lock is on. Yeah, everything okay there. I'm good with that. Just make sure this side's okay. I did the daily checks this morning. It's just another another check just to make sure everything's okay, but all looks good. So next stop is going to be hopefully down at Bonneville, where we'll put some fuel and AdBlue in, then make our way up to the Mont Blanc tunnel. There's a lot of trucks moving. I don't know why. I thought the ban was still operational, but there's your man doing his stew look in the pressure cooker. Right, a couple of minutes left and we'll set off. Here we are making our way towards, or heading in the direction of Geneva, and then we'll branch off towards Mont Blanc and Italy. Beautiful evening, it's 25 degrees, sun's out, traffic's pretty good. Have you ever seen anything as ridiculous in your life? That fly or whatever it is that's splattered on the windscreen right in the middle of your picture. Couldn't have landed in a better place, could it? Jeez. And I have tried to do it with the wipers, but they haven't touched it. And obviously there's nowhere to stop here. So I'm afraid you're going to have it spoiling your view for a bit. When I get to Bonneville, I'll get a squeegee out on it and get it scrubbed off. So we've got a diversion in place, and a very friendly young constable back there said,
the fourth exit.
"You must follow S8. He says it's about
Take
20
the fourth
minutes,
exit onto our route branch.
and it'll take us onto the back onto the main road to Mont Blanc." That bus up ahead
Recalculating.
is also having to do the same thing. All buses and
After 350
Sorry,
yards,
she's gonna
turn back that
chew on
roundabout,
for ages.
taking the fourth exit.
all buses
onto
and
National
trucks.
508. Turn back that roundabout, taking the fourth exit.
Nice garage and restaurant there. Look on the left hand side. That's worth remembering.
Take the fourth exit onto Route National 508. Recalculating.
Lovely little villages. Look at that place there on the left. Well, just a proper hairpin. Well, hopefully we're getting there, albeit slowly. The only thing is it's eaten into my available driving time because I'm not making such good progress. And where I had 30 or 40 minutes to spare, it's obviously diminishing all the time. I'm down to about 20 minutes now, so did manage to sort the screen out, so that's a good thing. But one of the pumps had something jammed in the card reader, which is never good and makes you sort of doubt things. Then 3 of the AdBlue pumps weren't working, and this, that and the other, and then he said, right, I can get 13 working for you, so I went back to that. No, that wouldn't work, so I had to go and cancel that transaction and reinstate another one and get 14 to work, and then it wouldn't dispatch the full amount. And anyway, the result is I've got all the diesel that I wanted and my tanks are full, and the AdBlue that I topped up with actually nigh on filled the tank anyway, so I'm alright with that. Anyway, we're now heading for the Monte Bianco.
Recalculating. Turn back where possible. Then, at end of the road, turn right. Recalculating.
So,
Turn right at the petrol station.
where are we going here? There we are.
Recalculating.
I don't know where it
Bear
is.
left after the petrol station. Take the next sharp right.
Right,
Then
let's
turn
head up
sharp
to
left.
Mont Blanc. Don't forget to get your little chit from the, there's the sign there, look, from the control at the bottom of Mont Blanc, whether you're going up from the French side or from the Italian side. You need a chit when you get up to the top, otherwise, I don't know whether they still do it, but they used to turn you round and you'd have to go back down, collect the chit, just to go back up. So make sure you follow the signs, go into the little area and get your chit. You can see the signs at the side of the road. It's well signposted. There's another one coming up here, look, and it's in different languages, so you know that it's something to do. Compulsory control, 1.8 kilometers. So all we do, I'm sure you'll have seen it before on my other videos, because I have done it before. You just pull into the control, follow the road round and out to the top end of the control. There's sometimes some green lights if they're using the lanes, but normally you just go right round the outside and up to the exit booth, and they will give you a little chit that you need to present then at the top of the Mont Blanc tunnel when you get there. There's another sign there, look, 300 metres, compulsory control, and another sign here saying we need to come off. So as I say, just follow it in. Round.
Recalculating.
Just keep going, keep going, keep going.
After 160 yards, turn left. Then, at end of the road, turn right. Take the next left. Then, at end of the road, turn right.
Sometimes they have these lanes open in front of us now where the red lights are. and they'll queue you in there. But this time they haven't, so we just follow the green light all the way around.
Recalculating.
As I say, right round the outside of the car park.
Recalculating. They're left.
Just going to drop the passenger window already. Because on the scanners it takes a while. And then we just pull up to the office here. And matey boy should give us a little chit that we present with our payment card at the top. There we go. With Merci. That's that. And we've got our little chit that we just hand in when we get up to the top. So we're back on it. Right, our escort man has just said pull forward. So this is where we present the little tag, the little ticket thing we got earlier, and our card for payment. Thank you. So that's just paid €415.10. 18 degrees at the moment. What's the temperature rise? There's the 1 kilometre marking on the floor. When you're in the tunnel, you see the blue lights on the side walls. You must keep 2 of those between you and the vehicle in front. So I'm actually just a little bit close to this guy, probably 10 metres or so. And stick to the 70k per hour limit, because you can get fined when you come out the other end. They could be waiting for you to fine you. Just a word of warning. And we should be popping out any moment. On the Italian side, and we'll drop down through the Aosta Valley and make our way across towards Milano. There we go, that's us through out. Well, that's us coming off at the turning, and I'm literally just a quarter of a mile away from the parking. So when I set out this morning, I wasn't sure that was going to be doable. It was quite a tall order, a lot of miles to cover, all the rest of it, but we've done it. Don't look for space there, I might be able to squeeze in. But I'm going to look at the back of the hotel to start with. So even with the delays with the fuel and AdBlue and waiting for an escort to the tunnel and the diversion that probably cost me about half an hour, we've still made it here, so I'm well pleased with that. And that's probably, well, there isn't anybody there.
Vehicle turning left. Caution, vehicle turning left.
Anyway, so if you're not already subscribed, please do so. I would be very grateful.
It doesn't cost anything. I don't bombard you with emails or anything. It's just a freebie. But what I'm going to do is crash into that concrete wall. Careful.
Yeah, I'll probably call that it for this first part of the video then. That's us getting down to Italy, and then I've got a couple of days of deliveries to make, so that'll be the second part, and then depending on what the reload is, I'll either tag that onto the back of part 2, or if it's something interesting then maybe make a part 3. So thanks for watching. That, my friends, is me done. Whew.
Rolling down the highway, the sun shining bright. My Scania V8's roaring, what a glorious sight. With a heart full of freedom, I'm feeling alive. The wind in my hair, oh, what a vibe. Through the fields and the valleys, the landscape unfolds. Me and my truck, telling stories untold. From the mountains of Norway to the shores of the sea. When I'm in my cab, you know I'm